Hello and welcome back to Orwell. I am Geran, and these are my third impressions. It's been a while since I played this. Here we are again after having stared into the abyss, not unscathed but alive. So I think, if I remember correctly, that the terrorist attacks escalated last time because I failed to stop the third one or something. I was able to keep us in the business. My superiors don't want to give up on Orwell just yet. Needless to say, we cannot afford to repeat a failure like yesterday. The TMB is already starting to tear us apart. This Nina character is the final member of Thought that we don't have concrete information on which we don't have concrete information. Since Harrison's plan with the government building turned out to be a dead end, we need to get a clearer picture of this loose thread. Her stance towards law enforcement just gives us one more reason, as you found out yesterday. Focus on Nina, but keep watching all the others too. I don't really remember. I guess I'd read the headlines and go through everything again. Catastrophe strikes the Circle Mall, kills 1. Third terrorist strike in Bonton targets the Circle Mall, 3 hospitalised, 1 killed. We have something here. Harrison feels bad. It seems he was just predicting attacks to sell... Well, it says sell his point, but I think that means to make his point. He's actually pro-security by the sounds of it. He's right, we cannot save everyone, but we're still the watchful eye of the nation. From unknown person to Harrison. Ooh. The girl is always yammering on about how she despised... Love you, Marsa? Well, that's very... This is presumably his new girlfriend. And she's like, oh, I figure you're hiding another love affair of yours there. Are you? Probably your ex. And we have our first information about Nina. Vehemently opposes the safety bill. Why would someone oppose the safety bill? We have the lowest crime rate in years or possibly ever. You and me, we have a job thanks to the bill. The only reason not to support it is if you have a dirty, filthy past. With the situation as heated as it is, this sounds like someone we should have a close look at. Well, we knew that already. We need a full examination, a concrete background. Who is she? What motivates her? Where was she around the time of the bombings? Entry 6 in the Thought, War on Indifference. Ooh, got a ding in the listener. Oh, he's replied, hey kiddo, what a weird way to refer to your girlfriend. Harrison plans to stay away from his home on Saturday. I don't know if that's relevant, but it might be. And he's definitely with Marsa, because when I saw hey kiddo I thought, oh, maybe it's like a niece or something. No, it is definitely not. Juliet and Harrison were together? That one's news to me. Really? Have you not been paying attention? That was incredibly freaking obvious. Nina has angry outbursts. That supports the profile. And she and Harrison used to work together at one point. In the new entry on the Thought, we have Concerned One, who I think is Nina. It says I can update that. I don't recall how we know that's Nina, but I'll just believe it. How she incited a crowd to threaten goers to a mall. GOLDFELS condemns violence. I gotta admit, I shouldn't have left it so long between the last recording and this time. Considering it's like an investigation, you really can't dip in and out of this. It seems Harrison was involved in that, but regrets it. So what do we have? Is this on... Yep, this is Nina's communication with an unknown person. To sum up, it's her talking with a friend called Sylv who screwed Nina over on something. She says, don't hold it against me. Maybe it's because she's in a relationship and Nina is not, or something like that. Because then they talk about, no, it can't be that, because then they change topic to the love front. Nina is often sad. She's single and has an account on Singular, which is presumably a dating site. Let's see. Don't be single, be singular. Concerned One. Well, that wasn't hard to find. And we have our picture. Location, birthday, preferences, sure. Look, everything contributes to a summary, a profile, Symes. You gotta get everything. Like her height and body type. But it won't let me put in any of those things for some reason. Maybe it's important that she never drinks. Sure, yeah, let's put in her interest. That worked well last time. Well, that's Richard Ayoade, so apparently he's interested in her. It's good to know. Ah, her opinions. So, she's looking for financial stability. Who looks for a relationship to last a couple of years? I don't understand that. She'd be okay with her partner seeing other people? I don't understand that either. She's quite a bit interested in politics. Why did she not say very much? Or maybe it's not the politics she's interested in. Yeah, it's the ideology. That is a really, really weird question. If you turn a left-handed glove inside out, it fits what? What is this question? Who wears an inside-out glove? What kind of dating site has the conversations as publicly viewable information? Wow, Super Randy. You're a Super Randy prick, aren't you? If you dislike candlelight dinners and movies as much as you stated, guys will probably have a hard time dating you. There are other things you can do. You can go for a walk. You can have a, I don't know, lamp-lit dinner? Ah, wow. Nina isn't even her real name. Ooh. But again, is this public information or is this private? Because the way it's here, it makes it look like this would be public information, but I feel like it wouldn't be. Molly Schwartz, she's using a fake name, and such a peculiar one at that. Wait, is that the fake name, or is Nina the fake name? I assume Nina was. But this reckons Molly is. Surely that would be up to me to work out. What a peculiar way to phrase that. Tell me what the person behind the small picture and all those separate chunks of data is like. Who talks like that? Tell me what she does at home. Does she live alone? Hint, hint. That I realised I don't quite know what I was going for. I was sort of implying he was going to try and rob her if she did, not, anything else. She's a temp worker, and she has a son called Michael. A single mother. Doesn't seem the type to be involved in terrorist attacks. I suppose people can get very radical when they're trying to change the world for their children. Work easy. Yeah, see, I reckon Molly is actually her real name and Nina is the bloody alias. Okay, so yes, I'm fairly sure the thing on the dating site was because I was logged in as her, because it says I'm logged in as her now. It's a very flattering picture, Molly. She works in cleaning, groundskeeping, maintenance, and customer repair. Customer service, I don't know. Geez, she's taken 1,202 jobs. And will work quite a lot, considering she's a single mother. Oh yeah, I suppose that's the other way to see it. Because she's a single mother, she has to work a lot. Fair enough. Oh, we have a conflict here. Presumably she gives her address somewhere else. And an email address. Before I go check out her emails, let's see her recent jobs. Just as the Prime Minister leaves, the weather is getting even shittier. I don't quite know what that means. Again, another conflict. So, on the 11th, she worked at Fix-It Limited. Then she did some cleaning, and then some more cleaning. What do we have then? Email, examination results. Miss MATERNOVA, Nina MATERNOVA. Okay, apparently I was wrong. Again, it's another example of this thing knowing stuff that I reckon it shouldn't. Patient number for the doctors. We're going to get really invasive now. Entry 3. N MATERNOVA. Right, so there are another conflict of address. Full date of birth. Complains about pain through the left thigh and upper leg. She has a healed wound on her left leg. Presumably received during one of the riots or protests or whatever from several months ago, or a couple of years, I don't know the timescale. Yet another conflict about medical leave. Previous entry. Permanent unrest, inability to sleep, gets up 5 to 12 times a night. There was a time when I would wake up 4 or 5 times in the night. It was horrible. Can't imagine up to 12. Hypervigilance is close to feelings of paranoia, though it's not the same. It began over 3 years ago. What happened back then? Must have been really bad. So something happened prior to the 2015 protests, presumably. Alright, just a shot in the dark. Her husband, or the father of her son, was involved with something to do with the government. He got killed or imprisoned or something, and that's why she's so anti-government. Patient reacts aggressively when feeling challenged or confronted. Possibly suffers from PTSD. That sounds menacing. An important finding. I wonder what might have caused it. And a phone call with an unknown person. Oh, it's Juliet. To sum up the conversation, we have a few bits of information, but first of all, blatant exposition. Where was it? Juliet gets called Julebug, And it's like, it's strangely nostalgic when you say that, oh, remember how I made up that nickname? Yes, here is the story about why you made up that nickname. It's absolutely irrelevant that she's called Julebird, but screw it. But that also unlocked this one, that they have regular conversations and that she has a sister. She had a rough start in the year. I'm presuming that's when she broke up with Harrison. Yeah, troublesome relationship with parents. I'm beginning to think that maybe it is Juliet after all. Just because I feel like we've moved on from her, why are we still monitoring her? I just noticed this. April, May, and June. And then Juliet. You didn't think... July! Ha! Alright, I've hit a bit of a dead end now. I'm completely stuck. I've just got like 3 different bits of conflicting data that do not conflict with each other. I've been stuck for probably about 20 minutes. So I actually looked up a guide, and apparently there is a bug that if you go to, I think it's her work profile, before a certain point, then I think this bit or something like that, it bugs out and it creates a conflict or something that doesn't work. I think it should be conflicting this address with the one on on here. So I'm just going to assume this one is correct, because it's medical as opposed to working under an alias. Okay. Perfect. An address is always helpful. And I assume this is another conflict, that she's supposed to be on medical leave, but she clearly isn't. So, worked multiple jobs during the current week, but she's supposed to be on leave. I'm inclined to believe that she worked. So she was working a lot over the week. Does that account for her, or for or against her ability to commit the bombings? Okay, now we're progressing. That is a weird bug. It should have listed those as conflicts. Oh, him. The Knock Knock guy. He's the one who's been contacting Harrison. The Knock Knock guy tries to communicate with her. I'm inclined not to say that they're in contact, because they're clearly not. This is clearly their first interaction, and she blocked him. But it's the only thing here, so I've got to. This initiate again. I wonder what's his or her role in this. Let's find out. He's been in contact with 2 of our targets. That should be enough. Here we go. Feel free to investigate this hacker. Initiate. So him and Harrison. Oh, he's back again. Right. He's hacking right now. He dares? Wow. The IT guys are going to make short work of this. I wonder if I shouldn't have done that. The Canterbury bombings. This is clearly giving you time to stop. Yeah. The idea is, it gives you a chance to stop it. Or not. Bloody hell, that was a big long conversation full of very interesting things and some very, very clumsy things. Let's go through it. So first of all, Initiate is anti-government. That's fairly easy to understand, but he is also against the bombings, which I feel I should be able to drag in. He makes a reference to, it's very lucky the cops aren't stupid enough to figure out the connection, which makes me kind of think Initiate is the sort of the opposite version of me. Sort of the person who's trying to work this out from their side rather than from my side. But then they had this really clumsy thing. Else they might have prevented that mall thingy. By which you mean the terrorist attack that killed someone and injured 3 more. Yolanda Be Cool. Is that a reference, or is he saying her name is Yolanda? Because I feel like I should be able to drag that over for her if I think that is actually her name. I carried that one over during the thing because that was very clearly setting it up. It's like, okay, well, before I ask you these questions I want to ask, I'm just going to do some hacking. Hacking. Hang on, I won't be long, I'm just hacking. Almost done, almost finished hacking. Oh, what is this? They saw it coming. And part of me thinks that maybe that was sort of testing her. Why the hell else would he be saying that in an active conversation? But I don't know. The rest of the conversation makes me think it isn't. Or maybe it is, because he does sort of move on from it very quickly. So she says she wasn't involved in the bombings, and asked whether she thought anyone was. She said this band of misfits, which means she is still definitely a part of it. She suspects Harrison is the only one who might be capable. First, this hacker is suspecting him and now her. What do they know that we don't? Well, we know what they know, that he used to be a lot more outspoken, but it seemed to be more for show, I think, than actual seriousness. And Harrison got Cassandra involved in order to access her money. That might explain the trouble in the Watergate's books. I vaguely remember trouble in the Watergate's books. It was a while ago. Juliet was good at organising, and Nina suspects it's actually the government behind it, which I think normally I'd at least entertain, but I don't think so because they've got Orwell on this. Oh, now I suspect it, because he's like, there's nothing behind it, there's no truth in it at all. And then there's this bit, this is very clumsy writing, it's like, did you know that all electronics have unique IDs? They look like this. Here is a sample one. She goes, oh, that looks like the code labelled on my PC. Who the hell knows what codes are on their PCs? I custom built mine and I have no frickin' idea what's written on it. But I think this will give me access to her PC, presumably. Oh, very good, you found a device UID. Every device in the nation has one according to the safety bill. We can connect and see what they have on the device. And then that was the final straw and she cut the conversation. And on to her PC. Oh, Insider, this is the third thing. I assumed it would be in Listener. Okay, that's got to be Michael. Who has like a big thing marked System and another marked Private. Let's have a look in the trash. Application as a housekeeper. A mobile number for her, that'll be useful. Take over the Freedom Plaza shift. Oh, she requested the Freedom Plaza shift. That's a bit dodgy. She requested to be relocated to a job at one of the bomb sites. Yep, and her request was approved. On both days, 4 PM on both days. System, browser history. Oh, I'm not sure I should be looking at this. CCTV Stelligan. That's an odd thing to search for when you don't have something sinister in mind. This associates her with the Stelligan assault. That makes 2 locations she is tied to. Private. An apology and an offer. Do not read. Let's have a look at the picture. Oh, she's an army veteran. Presumably that's her? And that's the concerned one. That's the same. She's an ex-soldier, worthy of an in-depth research. So rather than, alright, I'll adjust my earlier theory that her son's father was killed by the government. I reckon they were both soldiers, and he was let down, or her unit was let down. That's how she got PTSD. But that icon there is the same as the concerned one thing from the website. Here it is, which I think is a nice touch. Saved protocol Desmond says to Molly. So this is where she got Molly as an alias. Desmond says to Molly, girl, I like your face. Desmond and Molly Schwartz. So Desmond Schwartz. She's child-centered. That makes sense given that she has a son. Everything we found on Miss MATERNOVA just shows a single mother trying to make ends meet. An apology and an offer? Oh, GOLDFELS. GOLDFELS apologizes for calling her out in that post and offers that they meet up and get to know each other better. Assist each other with what exactly? This is really well done to make you constantly think, well, maybe that person is involved. Like GOLDFELS. Oh, actually, yeah, because he talks about how sort of what's online is always there. So maybe pretty much everything he says online, it can be just ignored because he knows it's a permanent record. So that's his sort of public face. That's the, legal response. D. Schwartz. Yeah, Desmond Schwartz. I knew that. Totally called it Desmond Schwartz. Surely that should conflict. I kind of assumed Desmond was the father, but I don't think he is. I reckon she's just... When's this? Yeah. Yeah, this is from way too long ago. She's definitely not in a relationship with him, because this was from 9 years ago. I reckon he is the father. 100% Desmond Schwartz is the father of Michael. File Nina MATERNOVA, Army of the Nation. Army veteran of 1st Combat Engineer Battalion, received the Bravery Medal. She seems to have come a long way from being such an honourable person. So 2008, that was when she met Desmond, saving multiple comrades and civilians in the face of extraordinary danger. I wonder, when did she lose him then? Must have been here. Wounded in combat, partakes in foreign mission, wounded in combat, AWOL. I didn't know that's what AWOL stood for. Huh. Dishonourable discharge. 6 years ago. That is when Desmond died, I reckon. Did you know this puts her on the same level as any other previously convicted felon? I'm betting when I scroll down to 2011, there'll be Desmond Schwartz. Desmond Schwartz. Goddamn nailed it. Oh wow. The safety bill prevents Nina from getting a job. Mandatory to inform employers when they're an ex-convict. So because she was dishonourably discharged, she can't get a job. I feel like him being here in the memorial should conflict with the they're in a relationship. And I've got another issue of a conflict that I think should be conflicting because there's nothing else. I'm going to have to look it up again. Alright, I'm not sure, but I think it's bugging out again. It seems to be doing this more and more, isn't it? I think if I enable this one and drag it over, that will then allow me to go into Schwartz like her alias, yeah. No, she is single. I can't believe I have to do it like this. This is a really stupid way of doing it. So now I have to go into the memorial and scroll down to here and then say, actually, no, they're not. That's a really stupid way of doing that. The 2011 army missions were initiated by the current government. That is one hell of a motivation. Previously, I was sure the only thing important to her was her child. We cannot ignore the possibility she may be out for revenge. I don't know what this is conflicting with. On the guide, it just says deal with the conflict, but I don't know. Knowledge about explosives. Oh, I suppose that would make sense. Okay, they now know enough. So, does that mean that I can't put this one in? There is a conflict. Data invalid. This game is bugging out a lot. A call with Sylv. We now have an upcoming location and a conflict of her saying that she was homesick over the last week, which we know wasn't true because she was working. But I can put she's going to pick him up there. So if we were going to arrest her, that would be the perfect time. Recent jobs and ratings. She did an okay job at the Circle Mall. She was at the Circle Mall on the day of the assault. She seemed distracted and ultimately quit for not feeling well. Again, there's another conflict. Oh, we can actually see this conflict. I see. Yeah, she definitely was working. And the reason she's said to her friend to look after her son because she wasn't feeling well was because she wanted to cover the fact that she was doing suspect things. We now have been able to associate her with every bombing location. Her whereabouts are hereby clarified. Things are not looking good. You found all you need to know. Her knowledge about explosives might have helped her build those bombs. She has strong reasons to hate the bill. We can associate her with every location. We have our prime suspect. Ooh, browser history. Ah, she checked her review. And she's talking to Harrison. Oh. She knows I was there. I wonder if she's going to suspect Initiate. Yeah, she 100% suspects Initiate. Oh, wow. Currently fugitive from law enforcement. I think she did do something. Or at least she's really paranoid that she thinks other people. Why did her device go offline? Tell me what's going on. There. She's what? We cannot let our main suspect escape. I will assemble an intervention team immediately. I'll inform the team they should move in. Since her PC's just gone online, we can start at her home. Go through her communications. Well, we know where she's going to be. She's going to go pick up her son and bolt for it. Oh, she's calling Juliet now. Oh, she knows someone's listening. Oh, wow. Yeah, so she's asking Juliet somewhere to hide, but she's not going to reveal over here, so the fact that I know where she's picking her son up from, that will, yeah, that's all I need. She has a gun. Ooh, she's armed? I didn't expect that. Someone's at the door. Holy crap, they got there quick. Going out the back door. I feel like the guy in the chair. This is incredible. Back door exit. Maybe she'll climb out a window. This is really well done. He spotted me. He knew I was climbing out of the window. Well, if you think that they're listening into the phone call, don't keep telling her your movements. Oh, she's gonna fight. Uh-oh. They might have shot her. I lost connection to the officers. What the... I need my connection back. Finally. She didn't make it. There was a shootout. I told them to go in aggressively. I got the achievement with powder and lead. Presumably, if I hadn't said certain things... what I should have done is not told them where she was now. And held on and got her when she was with her son where she wouldn't have pulled the gun. I just want to be done with this horrible day. I'm sorry. He was frickin' involved. You overstepped the boundaries of our agreement. The bombs were meant as a warning. They were not meant to kill. Once again, you disappoint me. Okay. Well, we definitely got one of the people involved. Oh my god. I can't believe you just found this, can you? Yeah, I sort of did begin to predict this. I still don't get it. This changes everything. We must find him tomorrow. For now, get some rest. I will also put this on, that he didn't mean it to kill. Do you honestly believe that? I'm not sure, because he's smart. He knows people, like, he's condemned violence publicly. But I don't think he would have sent this if he knew other people would be reading it. That would be a really stupid thing, so I do believe that. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. Wow. That was fantastic. I'm probably going to record the other two. Or is it the last day, or I think there are just 4 days in this. But yes, I'll probably record that very soon so that I can sort of keep up the interest and remember where I was up to. But yes, this was... I'm sorry, I completely forgot to say that I'd already done 2 impressions. Did I say this was the 3rd impressions? Sorry, I got really hooked up in this. First and second impressions are both linked in the description. Go check those out if you haven't seen them already. Come back for the 4th impressions, probably soon, just because I want to sort of finish this story now. If you want to have your say on future first impressions, please consider pledging to my Patreon linked in the description, and I will catch you later.